Something isn't quite right in the UAP disclosure process, neither in the White House nor in the US Congress. It started out so well. It began with the New York Times article from December of 2017, revealing that the US government had been running covert UAP programs for decades. Then came the admissions from the Pentagon, the released videos showing unexplained objects moving in impossible ways.
Dude, there's a fucking drone, bro. There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude. That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not. That is the LNS, dude. Well, if there's like... Look at that thing! It's rotating.
Then there were the whistleblowers testifying in Congress, the documentary The Age of Disclosure, with all its incredibly unequivocal statements from high officials that the rumors that we are in possession of craft and even biological material of non-human origin are true. There was the creation of the investigative outfit Skywatcher, led by people like whistleblower Jake Barber, who is a first-hand witness to retrieval of non-human material. And then there was the new task force on the declassification of federal secrets, led by Representative Anna Paulina Luna. And there were other senators and representatives, congresspersons, backing up swift disclosure. This being just about the only topic where US politicians can collaborate across the aisle. This all happened fast, but lately things have been moving frustratingly slowly, at least in comparison with how it's been for a while. So are there forces doing what they can to stall the unveiling? The slowdown began with the disappointing statement by the US president via Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt about the so-called drone incursions. The drones are flown by hobbyists and researchers, she said, and it's all been approved, authorized by the FAA.
From President Trump directly, an update on the New Jersey drones. After research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons. Many of these drones were also hobbyists, recreational, and private individuals that enjoy flying drones. In time, it got worse due to curiosity. This was not the enemy.
This is obviously not true, because other authorities had previously explained to reporters that they had no idea what these drones were. Plus, the incursions did not occur only in November, and they are not only happening in New Jersey, they're happening in other parts of the United States and in other parts of the world as well. They're not one thing. Many seem clearly man-made, as far as I can understand, but some behave in a way that definitely fits the Pentagon description of unexplained phenomena. The task force duly released a heap of documents, files on the JFK assassination and on the Epstein case, and there's talk of releasing more documents on the Martin Luther King case and Robert F. Kennedy Sr. assassination as well. But the UAP part seems to drag on now. The latest disappointment is a last-minute cancellation of the UAP hearing in Congress that should have taken place the week of May 12th. President Donald Trump often seems and describes himself as operating more freely than any previous president. And you may love or hate that, but I question that this is entirely true, actually. There seems to be issues where even he is constrained by invisible power structures. Call it the deep state or something else. One such is the stance towards Israel, an unwavering support no matter what Israel does. I suspect that Donald wouldn't mind departing from that, but that seems to be a no-go zone. Another sensitive issue that restricts the president could very well be the UAP disclosure process. The bizarre statement about the drones is an indication of that. Now, of course, there are myriad other things going on in the dizzying Trump world, which provides the administration with some justification not to do much about the UAP issue right now. But when will there be a quote-unquote right time? There will always be other things. To those of us who want disclosure, there can't really be anything else that is more important. And I'm pretty sure the politicians and high officials who have dared to tell what they know about this issue, feel the same way. Which leads me back to the suspicion that there are still strong forces holding this back. I don't think they will succeed, but the question is, when will this much desired concrete evidence surface, like, obviously non-human material being displayed to journalists and to the public, or even non-human craft hovering over cities in broad daylight? Well, to go a bit esoteric here, the purportedly channeled extraterrestrial entity Bashar, whom many of you will be familiar with, I think, says that the year 2027 will be a pivotal year. And astrology points to the time from about now to up until 2027 as being a very, very crucial period when things of this sort will come to a head. It is particularly about an extremely rare conjunction of Saturn and Neptune at the very first degree of Aries, which is the first sign of the zodiac. The physical meets the non-physical in the starting blocks, you might say. It's also worth noting that the conjunction takes place at the midpoint between Uranus and Pluto, two planets that are associated with revelations. Check out Dan Waite's videos on the channel World Astrology Report for more about this. He's brilliant. By the way, 0 degrees of Aries seems to be closely related to Egypt in some way, judging by important historic events there. So maybe there will be a UAP/lost civilization combo revelation. That would be something. A more mundane reason for possible new openings in the UAP field has to do with what's happening on the geopolitical stage. If there is some sort of peace deal in Ukraine, which is still a possibility as I'm recording this, chances are that relations between the US and Russia will begin to normalize. The Trump administration has expressed a wish for that, and Moscow has never expressly wanted to break with the US, as far as I understand. Now, I think such an opening could lead to a new push. It could enable direct contact between potential whistleblowers in both countries, as well as parliamentarians, and give momentum to the congressional process. I believe that Russians have far more knowledge about UAP activity than we have been led to understand during this strange period of informational separation, especially considering that they have the world's largest nuclear weapon arsenal. There is a strong correlation between UAP documentation and nuclear weapon facilities. There are several accounts of nukes having been mysteriously deactivated in connection with sightings of unexplained lights or craft in Russia as well as in the US, and probably also in China and maybe other countries as well that have nuclear weapons. Perhaps the non-human intelligent entities out there that are around us want to make sure we don't blow up the planet before we've had a chance to ascend to a more peaceful stage in our evolution. The prime authority on this topic is Robert Hastings, who wrote a book called UFOs and Nukes. So, although there is a lull right now, disappointing to many of us, disclosure is coming one way or the other. That's what I think. Let me know in the comments what you think. And finally, I recommend you take a listen, if you haven't already, to the episode with UAP disclosure champion Danny Sheehan. Link in the description. Thank you for now. See you soon. Bye. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to hit that like button and share the video with your friends. Please support the channel if you can. I appreciate all the support. You can become a Patreon for as little as $1 a month, or you can make a one-off donation via PayPal if you wish. All the links are in the description box below. Thank you.